So I wanted to go back a lot further, like a lot further. Eventually, I wanted to talk about some of the stepmoms, but I'm just gonna go back a little bit further than that. So I was a kid. My dad and mom are still together. She's a Blackfoot. My dad's a Frenchman. Anyways, I'm like 3 or 4 years old, and my little sister, she's fetal alcohol syndrome. Um, she's the second kid. She's got a popsicle stick, and she's trying to stick it in one of those plug-in sockets. And I'm like, I walk up to her, and I'm like, that's not how you do that. And I went and got a butter knife, came back, slammed it in the hole, woke up on the other side of the room, and my sister was picking up the butter knife, and my mom was jumping on top of her, trying to stop her. I don't know. It's just something dumb. Another time, this is like later on in life, we're a little bit older. I don't know if we're like 6 or 7, or maybe even further than that. I don't know. Um, my sister was going around telling everybody they're a dude, and she was calling everybody a dude, and she'd just make words up, and so I didn't really think anything about it. So for like a month, everything's a dude, and she's a dude, and everything's a dude, and I'm a dude, and I don't know. She'd just walk up to somebody and call him a dude, and then walk off, and I'm like, I just stopped her one day, and I'm like, hey, what does that mean? What's dude? And she's like, you know the little piece of poop that stays in the toilet after you flush? And I'm like, what? She's been calling everybody a little shit for like a month straight, and none of us understand. Anyway, I love her. She's fun. So we ended up with this, like, Barbara stepmom in Ferndale, Washington, and I was a young kid going to school. I know my other sister went to school, so I must have been like 6 or 7, and my sister's like a year behind me. Later on, my little sister told me how we would go to school, and this stepmom would leave my sisters, Anna and Ivy, and bring them out to the backyard and chase them around the yard with a stick. And she'd like hit them with like a switch or something. And she'd always catch Ivy. She was the youngest one, smaller legs. And we didn't know that was going on. And I think she tried to tell my dad, but it's really hard to believe little kids. And who knows? I don't know. My dad would have listened. It's just, I don't know what happened. She had an older boy too, and he used to stand on me, and I think he really kind of picked on me or whatever. And I don't know. I don't like hate him anymore. I'm 280 pounds now, so I'd like to see him come and try that again. But anyway, back over to the story. The same kid was getting, like, his mom was straddling him, and he was laying on the ground, and his mom was punching him one day in the face, just like wailing on him. When we all walk in the door with my dad kind of pushes us all outside and goes and sits us in his like little, 2-door truck, all 4 of us little Indians. And yeah, I think he went back in the house for a second and grabbed something, and he came back in, and we never went back there. And we're living on this other road. I mean, I think Woburn, in Bellingham, like, we moved to for a while. And then we started staying on another road. Other than that, we were living with this new stepmom after that. Her name was, let's see, Charlene. Yep. And this is the one full of lies. I'd like to be there when she has to eat her lies that destroyed my family. I think that we all just we have judgment someday. We have to stand in front of God, and I think we answer for what we did or we didn't do. And I'm waiting. I mean, I hated her for a long time. I don't hate her anymore because it just doesn't matter anymore. It's like you get old enough, you just have to let stuff go. I mean, I hated my real mom for a while, like, because I felt like she left, but, I mean, couldn't work out a relationship with my father anymore that he could work out one with her. You know, I remember my dad saying that I love her, I just can't live with her. And I mean, I'm sure the feeling's mutual. It wasn't like bad. You know, they couldn't work out a relationship. They can't. I mean, being a little kid though, it really kind of messed with me, because then you think it's all about you. It really isn't. So anyway, back over to my stepmom. Um, the police carted my dad off one day and he said, "Take care of your sisters." And I think I was just devastated. I was just devastated. You know, I couldn't see my dad no more. And this lady hated us. She would feed her kids, you know, pancakes, eggs, and bacon, and then she'd feed us like oatmeal. We'd only get one. She'd give her kids seconds. I remember just being really mad at that time. I remember destroying all my stuff, ripping up all my cards, like breaking all my toys. A lot of times we'd get home and we'd just hide outside all day long inside of this bush, and she'd come looking for us, but she couldn't get inside this like bush. So, you know, the little native kids were inside the bush. So, good luck. Can't fuck with us now. We lived there for a long time until my dad got my Uncle Jerry to come and get us. And when he showed up, I mean, we were covered in lice. Our hair, you know, none of us were kept at all. Our clothes were bad. It was just, we were in rags. That woman is a real piece of work. Yeah, weird. But I don't know what else to say about that subject. It really kind of sucked. As you get older, and you just have to learn how to let stuff go. I don't want my kids to ever have to go through anything like that. It was horrid. Then I think me and my sister spent years like listening to my real mom call us on the phone and tell us she was going to come see us, and every once in a while she would, but she never really did consistently. So I remember one time we were over at my grandma's house and she had called and she wants to talk to us, and then we're all like not wanting the phone, so we were fighting over who doesn't have to hold the phone. And one of us had to talk to her and listen to her bullshit, as it were. I mean, I don't hate her. I got her number now. She calls me all the time and we talk. But, you know, I just try to be a friend. It's like back over to the thing, you know, if you hate somebody, it's just like taking poison and waiting for the other person to die. It just doesn't work out. So I don't like hate those people anymore. But it was definitely something that filled my whole body up with toxic energy. You know, I didn't know what to do with it. I didn't know how to, I mean, they gave me counseling. I don't think that really worked. I guess that's why I was like escaping so much when I was like a teen. When I hit 16, I started smoking cigarettes. That was something else. I finally got about a few years away from cigarettes now. I smoked off and on for like 20 years or 19 years or something like that. I'm so glad I don't smoke cigarettes anymore. I had to pray. That was the only way I could get rid of that one. Those cigarettes were horrid. I think my brain always talked to me how like I liked the cigarettes, and I'm not hating on anybody. Smoke them if you got them. I don't even hate the smell anymore. I just am glad I don't smell like it. I remember liking candy bars, and I could tell you why, but I can't really tell you why I like cigarettes. My brain tells me I like them, but I don't think that I do. I kind of miss cigars a little bit. I mean, honestly, I miss like really big champagne tubos cigars that burn so evenly all the way down and just develop a lot of pure white smoke. And I tried vaping at the end for a while, but like one day it just had to be a white knuckle thing. I just like let go of smoking. I'd quit a million times smoking on the way to the smoke shack, but I think the thing that finally got it for me is just letting go of it. Once you hit that point where, I mean, I was like sick like a dog. I had like some sort of bronchitis or something, and I had to smoke for a couple of days from the cold, and then I just stopped altogether. Just didn't go back to them and forced myself to stay away from them, and I prayed a lot. And yeah, I haven't touched them in years now, and I kind of leave the vaping stuff alone too because it's kind of like paired behavior for me. I've had a lot of friends quit with vaping though and gone down to like 0% nicotine or whatever, and I think it's way better than smoking because there's like thousands of less, there's thousands of chemicals that aren't in the vape that are in the cigarettes. But I'll tell you what, I mean, I got out of that one by the skin of my teeth. I ended up with a puffer. Every once in a while it's kind of hard to breathe. I believe it's from all that smoking. But, just like one day at a time with that smoking thing, just stay away from it. I don't mess with it at all.